Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto were kidnapped by Kaguya, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. Within an endless void stood a woman. The woman possessed a regal beauty, having long flowing white hair going past her feet, pale skin, her eyebrows cut low and round, a symbol of nobility, red lipstick, clear white eyes, a slit on the center of her forehead. Wearing a high-collared hime kimono which has running down the center, and edges of the gown adorned with intricate gold and purple lines. The most noticeable feature were the two horns sprouting from her head. This woman is Kaguya Satsuki, the progenitor of Chakra, rabbit goddess, and mother of the sage of six paths. Currently Kaguya was watching, as one of the fragments of her power, the Kyuubi no Kitsune, Kasumi she believed her name was, attacked the village Konohagakure, a village founded by the previous transmigrants of her grandsons Indra and Asur. Despite being sealed within the moon by her traitorous sons, Hagoromo and Himura, she was still able to view the events happening in the elemental countries. It made Kaguya want to laugh at Hagoromo's face, the people he had so much faith in turning his precious ninja into weapons of war, and sealing the tailed beasts away. But it also angered her that these lowly humans still have access to her chakra. It should never have been given to them, as the reason was for her clan to not find her, and kill her for betraying a member, when she only wanted to start fresh in peace. Are you watching, my foolish son, because I can sense your consciousness and chakra lingering, watching how these people use the power you gave them to lie, cheat, steal, and kill each other, imprisoning your own creations. You could have lived long, but chose to die, as a lowly human. Kaguya thought to herself. Just then, Kaguya saw a blonde man and a red-haired woman appear on the battlefield with 3 infant boys. From what Kaguya's seen, the man was Minato Namikaze the Yondaime Hokage, and the woman was Kushina Uzumaki the Red Death, while the 3 babies were their newborn sons, Arashi, Menma, and Naruto. So, that's Asur's news transmigrants. Kaguya thought, focusing on baby Naruto. Kaguya watched, as Minato summoned the Shinigami to seal Kasumi's yin and yang chakra within Arashi and Menma respectively, while sealing the soul inside Naruto, before surprisingly the Shinigami let the man live, rather than take his soul. Now interested, Kaguya watched, as the family returned to Konoha, where Minato announced his sons Arashi and Menma as heroes for containing the Kyuubi's chakra, everyone cheering for the newly titled twin princes of Konoha. It made Kaguya shake her head. And her sons wondered why she kept most of the humans imprisoned in the infinite Tsukuyomi. As the villagers celebrated their new heroes, the Namikaze family returned to the Hokage's office, meeting with Tsunade Senju, a member of the Senju clan, Asur's descendants, and Jiraiya of the Sannin, the latter of whom made Kaguya growl, glaring at the man. After being trapped within the moon, Kaguya eventually learned it was the Grand Toad Sage Gamamaru, who told her sons of the humans she kept imprisoned in the infinite Tsukuyomi. Since then she's had a burning hatred for all toads, and anyone who summons them. Swearing once she was free that she'd hunt down and slaughter those worthless creatures and their summoners by taking their chakra one by one. Kaguya watched and listened as Jiraiya told the new parents of a prophecy he received from the toads, of a child who brings peace to the elemental countries, making Kaguya groan in resignation, when they all instantly decided Menma Arashi was the prophecy child. Yes, because interpreting a prophecy is always smart. Kaguya thought sarcastically before frowning, changing the view where she saw Naruto in a room alone. They basically forgot their third son, instead focusing on the other 2. While Kaguya would admit she wasn't the best mother, hardly even seeing her sons due to the paranoia of her clan coming for her, she at least never favored one over the other, and treated them the same amount of attention. So, to see 2 parents, people who preached about the bonds of family and friends, to ignore one of their own children just because of some prophecy told by a senile old toad with 1 foot in the grave, was truly sickening. And people called me the demon, Kaguya thought. Though maybe this could be used to her advantage. Changing the image again, this time to a clan compound, specifically the Uchiha clan, Indra's descendants. Going to a specific room, Kaguya saw a sleeping baby girl, Satsuki Uchiha, the newborn daughter of the clan head, and Indra's news transmigrant. Yes, this could work out wonderfully. Though Kaguya smirks, activating her Byakugan. A little known fact about the Byakugan, well hers at least, was it truly lived up to its name of the all-seeing eye. After her imprisonment, Kaguya discovered another power of her eyes. They could show her glimpses of the past, present, future, and possible futures. It's how she knew what would happen after being sealed away. Hagoromo's ninja, sharing chakra blindly, his sons turning against each other, all of it. Kaguya also saw Zetsu's plan to revive her, a plan so convoluted she wondered if he even considered all the things that could go wrong with it, because he only cared about himself, as shown by him causing chaos behind the scene like the typical Satsuki clan member. Destroying life without thinking of the consequences whatsoever. This is why she hates her childish clan, boasting the fact of having incredible power by destroying planets. and calling themselves so-called gods who lord over any lesser species, that when they are on the losing end of a fight, they throw a temper tantrum worthy of an angry toddler, and then start whining, and repeat their previous actions. But now she'll make her own plans, ones that will have been revived in a matter of a few years, rather than the centuries Setsu's plan is taking. Yes, soon I shall return, and all will fear me, and rejoice. Kaguya thought. Time skip 9 years Konoha. Well done Meme, Arashi, you're coming along nicely, you'll be as strong as your old man in no time. Minato congratulated his sons who stood on a branch. Hey, don't forget me Minato, they'll be baddest just like their Ka-chan. Shouted Kushina crossing her arms, Minato chuckling sheepishly. Please we won't be as strong as you two, we're going to be the strongest in the world right Nai-san. Said Meme smirking, looking at his brother. Oh yeah, no one will be stronger than us. Arashi agreed, as both parents smiled at their children. Unknown to the family they were being watched by someone, another boy looking at the family with cold detached eyes from his perch in a tree. The boy was Naruto Uzumaki, Minato, and Kushina's third son, and Arashi, and Meme's younger brother, or, as the latter two refer to him, their personal punching bag. Naruto sneered, as his brother's egos were inflated further. Like most male Uchiha gaining their Sharingan, they managed to master tree walking. Big deal, Naruto had already mastered it when he was 6. Did anyone praise him for it? No, because in the minds of his family, and the rest of the village he was a talentless weakling, who would never compare to his brothers, with Meme and Arashi feeling the need to remind him of the fact every day. What no one but 2 other people knew, was that Naruto was stronger than he let on. While his brothers were trained by their parents, Naruto trained on his own, and occasionally with his best friend, preferring it that way, as then he could keep his skills a secret. It also wouldn't do any good for the villagers to hate him more. While Naruto's brothers were seen as heroes for containing the Kyuubi's chakra, Naruto was seen as the Kyuubi itself for containing the soul. For the first 5 years of his life Naruto had to live in fear of the villagers, constantly looking over his shoulder. Not that it helped, as they always seemed to find him, and that's when the beatings began. Naruto lost count of how many times he was beaten to near death, then having to drag his broken body back home. He tried telling his parents what was happening, but they didn't believe him even when they saw him covered in his own blood. To his parents, he was just a troublemaker that pranks people, and gets in trouble, when really, it's Meme and Arashi that are the troublemakers who blame Naruto. He remembered when they were 4, Naruto had drawn a picture of the entire family, and planned to show his parents in hope of them praising him for something. Though, he had gone to get some water, and when he came back he saw Arashi showing their parents the drawing saying he made it for them. When Naruto said he was a liar, and that the picture was his parents yelled at him for trying to take credit for his brother's hard work, and sent him to his room. That was the day Naruto began to resent his family. Another incident happened when they were 5. Meme had been running in the house bumping into a standing holding their mother's favorite vase, knocking it down, breaking it. When Kushina saw it, Meme blamed Naruto, even though he wasn't even home at the time, too busy running from a mob, since the people of the world hated more the Kyuubi than the other tailed beasts, since is by far the only one so far who can actually use natural energy instantly, sense emotions. Uses its cunning, and, as the strongest of full power, can beat the other 8 without breaking a sweat. When he got home Kushina yelled at him for what Meme did, sending him to his room telling him not to come out until the next day. When Naruto tried arguing that he didn't do it, his mother had actually hit him. Flashback. Naruto stared at his mother in shock, holding his face when her hand had connected, still processing that she had just hit him. Even though Naruto, who is half Uzumaki by genetics, still follows the Uzumaki clan's creed by heart. Family above all, as an Uzumaki would do anything to defend and protect their family even with their own life, and neglecting one is like treason. Don't talk back to your Ka-san, now go to your room, and don't think to come down. Shouted Kushina glaring at Naruto. She hit me, she actually hit me. Naruto thought briefly that his parents had yelled at him before, but never actually hit him. Naruto's eyes soon went icy cold, and his face went blank. Yes, Kasama. Naruto said coldly, startling Kushina a little. Walking up the stairs Naruto caught sight of Meme smirking smugly at him, making him narrow his eyes. Enjoy while you can, dear brother, but one day I will have you at my feet begging for mercy. Mercy that I won't give. Naruto thought darkly, as his eyes turned red with black glare. Then flashback. Since then Naruto has only ever talked to his parents when he needed to, only saying the bare minimum, and referring to them as Kasama and Usama, even though he's long stopped considering them his parents. It was also after that Naruto began training on his own, refusing to even try asking his parents to train him, as well. He had become colder to everyone, except 2 people, no longer caring about the villagers' opinion of him or earning his family's affection. It was another thing that set him apart from his brothers. While Arashi and Meme were loud and brash, preferring to be the center of attention, wearing bright clothes, Naruto was cold, aloof, and stayed in the shadows, wearing dark clothing. The three boys were also different in not just attitude, but appearance. While Menma was a carbon copy of Minato with spiky blonde hair and blue eyes, Arashi had red hair like Kushina and lighter blue eyes. Naruto on the other hand had spiky black hair and dark blue eyes that bordered on black. His hair used to be blonde, but he dyes it black, wanting to distance himself from his family. The only thing the three had in common were their whisker marks. Suddenly Naruto heard footsteps approaching. Looking, Naruto smiled warmly at the person, a 6-year-old girl, with long crimson red hair tied in pigtails, and bright purple eyes, wearing a white sundress. The girl looked a little before spotting Naruto in the tree, smiling brightly. "Nai-san," the girl shouted. Jumping down from his perch, Naruto landed in front of the girl, who instantly wrapped her arms around him. "Hey there, Rumi-chan," Naruto said, rubbing the girl's head. This was Narumi Namikaze, Naruto's little sister, along with one of the two people he cares about. When Naruto had first learned he was going to have another sibling, he was angry, thinking he was once again going to be passed off. But when he first laid eyes on Narumi, this small tiny little thing, any anger he would have had for her faded away, and he swore that no matter what he would always be there for his precious Minato. "Can we go play Nai-san?" asked Narumi, tilting her head cutely, though Naruto smiled sadly. "Sorry Rumi-chan, I have to go meet Satsuki soon," Naruto said, Narumi looking down sadly. Narumi then yelled, feeling Naruto poke her forehead, smiling at her. "Maybe next time, Narumi-chan," said Naruto, Narumi nodding before hugging Naruto again. "Happy birthday, Nai-san," Narumi said before running off. "Oh right, it's my birthday," Naruto thought. It was his, Arashi, and Menma's 10th birthday, meaning he had to get gone soon, as this night was always guaranteed that he'll be attacked by a mob, and he just didn't want to be around sheep kissing his brother's asses. Later, Naruto sat in a clearing behind the Hokage monument looking up at the full moon. Soon he heard the bushes rustling, and Naruto saw a girl his age coming out brushing and stray leaves off. The girl had long waist-length black hair with a blue tint, onyx-colored eyes, pale skin, wearing white shorts, a navy blue high-collared shirt with the Uchiha symbol on the back, and blue kunoichi sandals. "Satsuki-chan," Naruto greeted, giving a two-finger salute. "Oh, you're here already, sorry if I kept you waiting," said Satsuki, Naruto waving it off. "It's fine, I haven't been waiting that long," Naruto replied with a small smile, as he looked at the girl. Satsuki Uchiha, Naruto's first and best friend. They had met each other 3 years ago, when she had caught him training alone. After that, they always trained with each other whenever they could, Satsuki even inviting him over to her home a few times. Their mother Makoto was a nice woman, always asking him how he was, and even supervising his and Satsuki's training. Naruto would even say she was more of a mother to him than Kushina ever was. Their father Fugaku was fine, but Naruto sensed his emotions that included mostly disappointment and regret, even if he doesn't show it, while her brother Itachi was alright, if a tad creepy, along with Naruto not really trusting him considering he was an Anbu, and reported to Minato. Though 2 years later, a tragedy struck, the entire Uchiha clan, besides Satsuki, was massacred by Itachi. Something was suspicious about the massacre, that how only one person could kill the majority of the clan, even with their guard down on one night. Not even Itachi could have killed a police force that's somewhere twice his age, and how could the Hokage? And the elders would accept it when there were more peaceful options to avoid a coup. Even Danzo would have kidnapped the children to turn them into his emotionless rootinins. After that, Satsuki shut out everyone, except Naruto, who refused to leave her side the entire time. Though she didn't show it, Satsuki was grateful for Naruto staying by her side. It also didn't help that everyone began treating her the same as Naruto's brothers, only she had it worst, being a girl, with several people trying to get control of her, being the heiress of the Uchiha clan. And even some people on the council wanting to turn her into breeding stock to repopulate the Uchiha clan. She'd sooner go rogue than let that happen. Besides, she's only interested in one guy, Satsuki idly thought, glancing at Naruto. Sitting beside Naruto, they both looked up at the moon, nothing needing to be said. "So, how are they?" asked Satsuki after a while. "The same, I heard the pervert and the hag were going to let them sign the toad and slug contracts," Naruto responded, Satsuki nodding, aware of Naruto's less than stellar relationship with his family. Just then they both noticed something strange. "Naruto-kun, is it just me or is the moon turning red?" Satsuki said. "No, I see it too." Naruto suddenly felt drowsy. "Oh, good, I thought it was just me." Satsuki trailed off before she and Naruto fell asleep. Well, the full moon took on a completely red appearance with black concentric rings, and 3 in each ring. "Moon." Opening his eyes, Naruto groaned, rubbing his head, looking around, frowning, seeing he wasn't back where he was. It was in a large forest clearing, and it was daytime. His eyes then felt Satsuki waking up a short distance away. "Wah, what just happened? Where are we?" Satsuki said. "I don't know," Naruto just said, confused. "I believe I can answer that," a female voice said, making Naruto and Satsuki whirl around to the source. They saw the person approaching them was Kaguya. "Who are you, and where are we?" demanded Naruto, moving in front of Satsuki. Well, that's rude, making demands, but if you must know, I am Kaguya Satsuki. As to where you are, this is the moon. Or at least the inside of the moon, my prison. Kaguya said, getting skeptical looks from both children. Okay, then why are we here? Satsuki questioned, Kaguya walking around. That would be my doing. You see, I've watched you both, Naruto Uzumaki and Satsuki Uchiha, from the moments of your birth. You both have faced many hardships, Naruto being neglected by your family in favor of your brothers who treat you as less than dirt. And you Satsuki, who has lost your entire family to your own brother and seen as nothing but a tool by people who seek to take advantage of you. Kaguya said, shocking both of them at how much she knew. Well, if you know all that, but you still haven't told us why we're here, said Naruto. To tell you that I'd have to start at the beginning, from when I first arrived on this planet, began Kaguya. Kaguya then proceeded to tell Naruto and Satsuki everything that happened from when she first landed on the planet with Isiki, betrayed him, devouring the Shinju fruit, her sons, merging with the Shinju, everything she witnessed from her prison, Indra, and Asura's endless conflict. And transmigrants, all the way up to the Kyuubi attack. When she finished, Naruto summed up both of their thoughts. No offense, but your son is a dumbass. Naruto deadpanned. It gives people power to basically do anything, and not expect them to use it to kill each other better. Hagoromo basically gave everyone weapons, and told them not to kill each other with them, Naruto said. Kaguya smiled at that, not taking any offense, knowing it's true her sons were both naive in their thinking. Then taken, I know my son was foolish to give humanity chakra. He thought it would help bring peace, when really he helped set the seeds of war. The path his sons, my grandsons, followed, that also brings me to why I wanted to speak with you both, and you see you two are the newest transmigrants of Asura and Indra. Kaguya revealed, surprising them both. You mean to tell us, we have your grandsons inside us? Satsuki was not at all pleased to learn that some guy's soul was inside her. Yes, I know, since you only have their chakras, because if you were actually them you would have stopped fighting long ago, responded Kaguya. Then how come we don't act like them? From what you've told us, all of Asura's transmigrants wanted to bring peace, while Indra's wanted rule, and they all hated each other, Naruto questioned. You can thank me for that. You see, while I am trapped here, I can still influence certain things, such as channeling small portions of my chakra into you both throughout your lives, suppressing both Indra and Asura. If I had not done this, you Naruto would have been a forgiving fool who forgave every bad thing done to you, and obsessed with peace, while you Satsuki, a revenge-driven person only caring about completing your own goals and gaining more power, said Kaguya, both grimacing at the mental images conjured while looking at their dominant arms. Well, thanks for that, but you still haven't told us the reason you wanted to meet us, said Naruto. I'm getting to that. You see, I have watched, as my world has been torn apart, all because of my son's foolish decisions, and I'm tired of it, and seeing my chakra used by those unworthy. What I want is for you both to join me, free me, and help reclaim all my chakra. In exchange, you both shall be allowed to keep your chakra. I will also awaken both Indra and Asura's dormant powers within you, along with removing any influence they could have over you both. In addition, I can make you two into pure-blooded Otsutsuki like me, as well. Think about it, you both would finally be the ones with the power, and make those who mock you or seek to use you pay in the worst way possible, taking away their power. Even gaining immortality, as a bonus, Kaguya said. Both thought about it, Naruto picturing his family defeated at his feet, powerless without their chakra, crushing everyone in Konoha, while Satsuki imagined being even closer to finally killing Itachi, and avenging her clan. Especially to never die under normal circumstances, and to start fresh at the same time. Narumi gets to keep her chakra, said Naruto, refusing to hurt his sister in any way. Done. Kaguya agreed. You'll evolve my Sharingan into the Manjikyu, Satsuki added, not willing to risk killing her seeing Naruto dying to awaken the Manjikyu, especially since it would have led her to blindness. Of course, said Kaguya. And we will be equals in this, we won't be anyone's servants or underlings, said Naruto. Yes. So, do we have an agreement? Kaguya said. Naruto and Satsuki looked at each other, nodding. Good, now hold out your dominant arms, said Kaguya. Doing so, Naruto held up his right while Satsuki held up her left. Grabbing both their hands, Naruto and Satsuki felt power surging through them, while also feeling something being erased, Asura and Indra. Then, as quickly as it came, it stopped. I have awakened your powers. You Satsuki now have access to your Manjikyu Sharingan, despite that you already unlocked it, and like Indra, you will not have to worry of going blind from overuse, and possess the 6 paths in power. Naruto will be able to access 6 paths Sage Mode, the Wood-style Kekkei Genkai, and the 6 paths Yang power, Kaguya explained. Naruto and Satsuki awed at the new power they now have. What now? Naruto was eager to test his new powers. Now we talk with your tenant Naruto, Kaguya said, as the surroundings changed to a sewer with a giant cage. Behind the cage were 2 giant blood-red eyes looking down at the 3 people. Naruto and Satsuki both knew this was Kyuubi's soul, Naruto having always known, and having told Satsuki. Hello Katsumi. Kaguya said to the tailed beast that holds half of the Jubi's power. Kasumi stepped out of the shadows showing her full glory, though being noticeably smaller and malnourished due to losing all her chakra, before shrinking down and transforming into a teenage girl. The girl had long crimson red hair that went to her hips, matching red eyes, a curvaceous figure that was enhanced by the tight-fitting black robes with a cape that extends to the floor she was wearing, matching thigh-high length boots, and fingerless black gloves that extend to just below her elbows. Kaguya. Kasumi growled. Now, is there any way to talk to your Kasan? Kaguya said mockingly, much to Naruto and Satsuki's surprise. Don't flatter yourself, you psychotic bitch. Scoffed, Kasumi turned away. Oh, pity, and here I was going to offer to restore your chakra, but if you don't want to listen then I'll just reabsorb you. Kaguya stepped forward, Kasumi now shaking her head fearfully. Wait. Let's not do anything rash, I'll hear you out, alright, said Kasumi, not wanting to be absorbed back into Kaguya. She never wanted to become part of the Jubi again. She enjoyed being alive, aside from being sealed away 3 times and controlled twice. Good girl. Now my offer is that I'll restore you to full power, free you from the seal, and make it so you can never be sealed again. In exchange you will stay with Naruto and Satsuki to help them in my resurrection. Kaguya said, Kasumi narrowing her eyes. And what about my siblings? Questioned Kasumi. Well, they may not always get along, they're still family, even if she was arrogant, due to boasting about having more tails means more powerful, but they are the only family she has left. They will be sealed within the demonic statue of the outer path, to become part of me once again. Kaguya said, as if it was obvious. No way. Unless you agree to leave them alone, I'm not helping. Kasumi said. Kaguya felt her eyes twitch. Fine, I will make a compromise, as I'll take the majority of your siblings' chakra, leaving behind small portions so they may replenish it over time, letting them live. Said Kaguya, since all she really needed was the tailed beast's chakra, not their souls. Kasumi nodded reluctantly. It was better than all of them simply becoming the Jubi again. And what about me? Am I just supposed to hand over my chakra after I get it back? Kasumi said, Kaguya raising a delicate brow. I never said I'd get your chakra back, I said I'd restore it. The chakra sealed in those 2 folds will be absorbed into the statue. Said Kaguya, Kasumi nodding slowly, thinking it's better than just losing her chakra again, even if she blames herself in secret due to her arrogance and pride. Though still, the old man did everything he could to seal Kaguya away. Could she really turn her back on the man who created her own father? Kaguya noticed Katsumi's hesitation, and knew it was due to her loyalty to her son, but Kaguya knew how to break that loyalty. If you're worried about betraying my son, tell me, would it not be fair after all the times he betrayed you and the other tailed beasts? Said Kaguya, Kasumi growling at her, wishing she wasn't locked behind the cage. The old man never betrayed us, he's the one who freed us from you and the Jubi. Kasumi growled. Really, are you sure his intentions were pure? That you didn't trade one cage for another? Countered Kaguya. Think about it, Kasumi. Hagoromo kept the Jubi sealed inside him until the end of his life, after he had already given everyone chakra, after both Asura and Indra were grown men strong enough with the 2 abilities to control the tailed beasts, the Sharingan and Wood style. Now look at you, all trapped and treated as nothing but objects and weapons, all by the same people Hagoromo saw fit to give chakra to. Then there's Indra and Asura. I believe you knew their previous transmigrants Madara Uchiha and Hashirama Senju. Madara treated you as his pet while controlling you with his eyes, while Hashirama captured you and your siblings, selling you off to the other villagers, and then having his wife seal you away, then Indra's other descendant who controlled you a second. Now tell me, if that is not betrayal, then what is? You know what else? That he has been watching us the entire time, and did nothing to help because he chose to die as a human when old Satsuki, even a half-breed, can live for centuries like you and your siblings Kasumi. Kaguya said, as Kasumi fell to her knees clutching her head. Stop, please just stop. Kasumi said pleadingly. As much as she wanted to deny it, everything Kaguya said made sense. Hagoromo could have found a way to prevent them from being sealed away, but instead he taught humans how to use chakra before releasing them, then his sons having the power to control them. And their transmigrants controlling them and turning them into weapons. Kaguya entered the cage, kneeling down, putting her hands on Kasumi's shoulders. Join us, Kasumi, and none of the tailed beasts will ever have to fear being sealed away again or controlled. They will be free. No one will have chakra to use against you ever again. Said Kaguya. Kasumi nodded, looking. Yes, I'll help free you, Kaguya, though one more thing, the masked man who controlled me got to kill him. Said Kasumi. Bit a line, sweetheart, if anyone's ripping that bastard apart it's going to be me. Said Naruto, reminding them of his and Satsuki's presence. Both of you when the times come will be able to take revenge on the masked fool. But for now, I will restore you to your full power, Kasumi. Kaguya said, channeling her chakra into Kasumi. Instantly Kasumi felt her power returning, making her grin viciously at being back to full power. While the seal keeping her locked away melted away. You're now free, and all your chakra has been restored. Said Kaguya, standing up. So, what do we do now? asked Satsuki, crossing her arms. Now, you return to your bodies, and train in your new powers. Collect the tailed beast chakra, and it has to be willingly just in case. Seal it within the demonic statue, then we will achieve our plan to strip humans of chakra. Kaguya said, as Naruto and Satsuki began fading, showing they were returning to consciousness. Also, don't tell anyone about this meeting or your new powers to no one, said Kaguya, seriously, knowing the wrong people would eventually find out. Nodding, both Naruto and Satsuki faded away. While in the shadows, two pairs of red eyes with black glare watched Kaguya, but the minute she sensed it, disappeared into the shadows. Maybe staying inside Naruto is better than being inside the moon, Kaguya said, smirking. Real world. Opening his eyes, Naruto sat up, finding him and Satsuki back in the clearing. Was it just a dream? Naruto wondered. I wouldn't be too sure about that, said Satsuki, looking at her hand. Why is that? Questioned Naruto. In response, Satsuki showed him her left palm, where a black crescent moon was located, along with channeling chakra into her eyes, activating her Sharingan, which had 3 tomatoes, before it evolved into 3 intersecting ellipses. Shocked, Naruto looked at his right hand, and saw a white sun symbol. I wonder. Naruto thought, remembering Kaguya said she awakened the wood style in him. Placing his hand on the ground, Naruto channeled chakra through it, causing several flowers to grow. Okay, now that's cool, said Naruto with a smirk. He wished he could rub it in his family's faces that he has the bloodline of the Sharingan Hokage, before using it to lock Arashi and Menma in a cage. But knew he couldn't unless wanted to answer questions he'd rather not. Don't get a swelled hat, boy. A female voice, getting both their attention. Looking, they saw a fox kid sitting nearby, a fox with red eyes. Kasumi, Naruto said, Kasumi rolling her eyes. Who else would it be? Yes, it's me, boy, said Kasumi, jumping on Naruto's shoulder. Don't get any ideas, boy. I just prefer you to the Uchiha until you prove yourself to gain my trust, Kasumi said, growling at Satsuki. She didn't care if she was friends with the boy. She's been controlled by 2 Uchiha before, and she'll be damned if a 3rd time happens. So, I guess now we train in our new powers, said Satsuki. Yeah, I just wish I could show Arashi and Menma, just to see the fear in their eyes when they see I have the power now, Naruto said, a sadistic gleam in his dark blue eyes. Well, try to control yourself, you'll get your chance eventually, for now just be patient, Satsuki said, Naruto nodding reluctantly. Fine, though we should probably get going. Tomorrow we'll start training, said Naruto, Satsuki nodding in agreement. No one in the elemental countries could be aware of the consequences of what happened that night. For that one meeting marked the beginning of the end. The end of the shinobi year. 4 years have passed since Naruto and Satsuki's meeting with Kaguya, since they have trained in secret to master their new abilities. For Satsuki it was easy, as she had access to the Uchiha clan's jutsu library, along with the scrolls on the Manjikyu Sharingan, to learn what abilities it granted her. Though she could only get so far with scrolls, and the only people she knew who awakened the Manjikyu were her cousin Shisui Uchiha, and her brother Itachi, the former of whom was dead, while the latter Satsuki intended to kill. It didn't help that while she wouldn't go blind from overuse of her Manjikyu, it still put a strain on her eyes that temporarily rendered her disoriented. Naruto meanwhile had it harder, as he couldn't risk going to his own family's jutsu library, along with it not having any scrolls on the wood style. Luckily that was easily solved by breaking into the Senju compound, with the only living Senju, Tsunade, not staying in the compound. But Naruto learned quickly before he could learn wood style. He first had to master water and earth style, the 2 elements that made up wood style. On top of training, they also had to track down the other Jinchuriki and the demonic statue, which apparently was no longer on the moon, meaning someone possessing the Rinnegan managed to summon it. Now one would think with so much to do it'd take several years to even come close to learning to master all these abilities. If not for something Naruto learned during his escapade into the Senju compound, a handy little jutsu invented by the Nidain Hokage. Shadow Clone Jutsu. The jutsu Tobirama created after witnessing his brother's wood clone jutsu. The jutsu itself creates physical copies of the user, with each clone having an equal amount of chakra from the original. The clones are able to perform jutsu and fight, though one good hit will cause them to dispel. But what really had Naruto's attention was the Shadow Clone Jutsu's other ability. Anything a clone learns or experiences was transferred back to the original. So, if someone created a single clone, and both the clone and original trained for an hour, then the clone dispels, the person would feel like they trained for 2 hours. With Shadow Clones, Naruto and Satsuki would be able to cut years' worth of training into only a few months. It took them a few hours before they could successfully perform the Shadow Clone Jutsu, though while they could now create clones to assist in their training, they soon learned there was a limit to how many they could create. Naruto already possessed large chakra pools thanks to his Uzumaki heritage, and held Kasumi, as he could create over 1,000 clones, combined with the power Kaguya gave him boosted that number to 2,500 clones. Satsuki on the other hand, while having larger than average chakra pools, was only able to create 10 clones, while with the boost she got from Kaguya, the amount went up to 50. So, everyday Naruto and Satsuki both went to their training ground, making as many shadow clones as possible, and set them to work. For Naruto, he had 500 clones work on Taijutsu, another 500 worked on chakra control, another 500 worked on calligraphy, and Fuinjutsu, another 500 worked on awakening the 6th sage mode. 300 were assigned to begin mastering Naruto's 3 basic elements of water, earth, and wind, while the final 200 clones Naruto sent out into the elemental countries to locate the other Jinchuriki and the demonic statue. Satsuki meanwhile divides her clones in 5 groups of 10. The first group worked on increasing her chakra pulls, the second worked on Taijutsu, the third worked on refining the few jutsu she already knew, the fourth worked on mastering her 2 elements of fire and lightning. While the final 10 worked on mastering her Sharingan, as even though she has it fully unlocked, didn't mean she knew how to use it. She knew Itachi had mastered the Sharingan to the point he could put someone in a Jinjutsu, just by pointing at them. The real Naruto and Satsuki worked on increasing their strength, speed, and agility, while the shadow clones transferred back everything they learned, and experience that didn't include physical attributes. Once his clones had come far enough in Fuinjutsu, Naruto placed gravity seals on both himself and Satsuki, both set at 5 times gravity, so that when they came off they'd get a major speed boost, while increasing the seals by ×1 whenever they started getting used to them. Naruto also made progress in his 6th sage mode, being able to call on it, though he couldn't hold the cloak long as it put a strain on his body. While Satsuki made progress in Manjikyu abilities, having a special affinity for Amaterasu which she could shape and control in her own unique blaze style, being able to shape the black flames in a variety of ways, whether as a shield, a weapon usually a blade or arrows, combining them with hers. And Naruto's techniques. She could also summon Susanoo ribcage and an arm, but still had trouble fully manifesting it. Satsuki even managed to copy a jutsu from someone neither she nor Naruto particularly liked, Kakashi Haddock, Naruto because of being his father's student, and Satsuki because the man shamelessly read smut in public, and he had something that didn't belong. The jutsu she copied was one she very much enjoyed, the Chidori, an S-rank assassination jutsu that she has already made different variations for. Even Naruto could learn the Chidori due to being a natural sensor, and wouldn't suffer from tunnel vision, even though Satsuki found out that she is also a sensor too. Though with Satsuki gaining her own signature jutsu with the Chidori, Naruto wanted one for himself, and thus stole his father's Rasengan scroll, not only learning and mastering the Rasengan in a week, but creating a stronger version he called Spiraling Ring. He also added his wind affinity to the Rasengan, something Minato, Jiraiya, and Kakashi have never managed, thus creating his second original jutsu wind style, Rasen Shuriken. Naruto even awoke his adamantine sealing chains during the time he saved Hinata from bullies from his torso, and has also started to develop it to release from his limbs, and to turn his own chakra into armor and weapons. Naruto himself particularly enjoyed showcasing his new strength during academy spars, brutally taking his opponents in sadistically. Given he's always been on the receiving end of the beatings, it was nice to be the beater for once. Especially when the parents of the children he brutalizes try seeking retribution only to be sent to the hospital. Satsuki had to intervene a few times before Naruto accidentally revealed too much about his skills. Being one of the only 3 people that can successfully calm him down, the other 2 being Narumi and Katsumi. Though Naruto's love of battle could get out of hand, he could still keep his cool, which Satsuki was thankful for, not wanting Naruto's trigger-happy personality to interfere with their plans. Currently Naruto laid asleep in bed with Satsuki, and Kasumi pressed against him, though, as soon Naruto woke up. Opening his eyes, Naruto smiled at the red and black hair splayed across his chest. A year ago he and Satsuki finally came out to each other about their feelings, quickly followed by a heated make-out session. A few months later Kasumi revealed she had developed feelings for Naruto. And both she and Satsuki had agreed to share him after much arguing with Naruto, making sure they didn't kill each other. They've never gone further than making out, and some groping, wanting to wait until they're older before going any farther. Running his hands along their sides, eliciting moans from both beauties, Naruto would love nothing more than to stay where he was, but knew he and Satsuki had to get up for the graduation exam at the academy. As Naruto was concentrating, he vanished from where he was, appearing beside the bed. That was another of his techniques, Shunpo, a technique allowing him to teleport short distances instantaneously. It was like the Hiraishin, but didn't require a marker. Heading to the bathroom, Naruto took a quick shower before getting dressed. His attire consisted of a sleeveless dark gray guy, a long-sleeved black undershirt with a turtleneck, a red sash, black pants, and white boots. Physically he looked the same, and that he lacks the whisker marks due to Katsumi being freed from the seal, only standing taller and more muscular, his hair still colored black, only looking darker ever since meeting Kaguya. Specked up more with a single lock of hair hanging over the right side of his face. Heading into the kitchen, Naruto began cooking breakfast, knowing Satsuki and Kasumi would be up soon. A year after meeting Kaguya, Naruto had moved in with Satsuki in her apartment, which was big enough for all 3 of them. Only Narumi knew Naruto lived there, occasionally visiting her brother there. It hadn't really surprised Naruto his family hadn't even noticed his absence, having long since accepted that they'll always care about Menma and Arashi because they held Kasumi's chakra. Naruto still looked forward to the day he gets to tear the chakra out of them all and have them powerless at his feet. Soon Naruto heard both Satsuki and Kasumi waking up just in time as he finished. Looking at Naruto smirked at what they were wearing, or lack thereof. Satsuki had thrown on a shirt 2 sizes too small, as it strained against her deep breasts, while showing her lacy black panties and smooth pale legs. Kasumi meanwhile hadn't bothered putting on a shirt while wearing only matching crimson lace underwear. Kasumi, seeing Naruto staring, smirked, leaning forward, pushing her breasts up. "Like what you see, Naruto," and Kasumi purred. "Very," replied Naruto, as Satsuki smiled, wrapping her arms around Naruto's neck, pecking him on the lips. "Yes, well, just a few more years then you'll get to see what's underneath," Satsuki whispered in his ear. As much as I'd love to continue, we still have to get to the academy," reminded Naruto. Satsuki groaned at the reminder. 4 years stuck in the academy surrounded by fangirls who only cared about finding Prince Charming to save them, and boys that had fantasies of being a shinobi. The worst part for Satsuki were the fanboys though. She lost count of how many times she had to resist using Amaterasu on them. The two worst were Rashi and Menma, both believing she belonged to them. The only thing stopping her from killing them was that Naruto already called dibs on ending their lives, which he was finding more tempting each day he saw either of them go near Satsuki. "Hey, you think I want to be surrounded by annoying brats that think being a ninja means rescuing princesses and saving the world? I don't, but look at this way, after today, we're one step closer to never seeing this village again," said Naruto. Satsuki nodded before going to dress. Her attire consisted of a dark gray jacket with violet lining and dark blue edging, unzipped halfway to show a dark blue crop top. The coat has darker gray short sleeves, a thick collar that completely encircles her neck, and 2 long dark blue trimmed rectangular tails which are detachable. Form-fitting black pants around her hips, and over the tails of her coat is a gray belt, which has 2 pieces of dark gray material trimmed in blue attached to it. The first covers from her left hip to the back of the belt and is folded over the belt, and the second is attached from the right hip and almost around to the other piece of material. Knee-high black boots with metal caps on the heel and toe, with the heel cap attaching to a violet strap across the front of her ankle, and a gold zipper on the upper half of the front of the boots. A single small buckled strap is on the upper outside of her boots, and a purple bandana tied around her left knee. A pair of black fingerless gloves with long dark blue cuffs reaching to mid-forearm complete the outfit. Her waist-length hair was done up in a ponytail with her bangs curving to the left side of her face. In short, Naruto could die happy knowing he's seen this vision of beauty. With that, all 3 ate breakfast before heading to the academy, Kasumi transforming into her fox form and jumping on Naruto's shoulder. When they arrived, they took their seats at the back of the class, blocking out the noisy students. It wasn't long until the door opened again, and walking in like they owned the place was none other than Menma and Arashi, both wearing matching arrogant smirks. Naruto shook his head when he saw they were wearing blindingly bright blue and neon orange jumpsuits. The only thing missing was a bright flashing sign saying, "Here I am, please kill me," above their heads. I swear, how is Naruto-kun related to those idiots? Naruto and Satsuki both thought. But they were pulled from their thoughts when they heard what sounded like a stampede coming down the hall, making Satsuki groan. Soon the door was slammed open, and 2 blurs, one pink and one blonde, burst into the room. "Ha, I win, forehead," shouted the blonde. "As if my foot went through the door first," the pink shouted. Bang. Naruto patted Satsuki comfortingly as she repeatedly banged her head on the desk. The reason being the 2 girls that just entered, Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka, 2 of the worst fangirls for Arashi and Menma, and insults to real Kunoichi. Whenever Satsuki saw them, she would be reminded of when her mother would come home ranting about how fangirls are the reason real Kunoichi aren't taken seriously, and the injustice of them being allowed to become ninja. Safe to say Satsuki developed the same hatred. "No way I'm sitting with Arashi-kun, Menma-kun, Ino pig," screeched Sakura. "They're right, like they want that huge forehead blocking their view of me," Ino shouted. The first chance I get, those 2 will die," Satsuki thought, with determination burning in her eyes to end the wretched fangirls. Eventually the sensei, Iruka Yumino, entered the classroom, with Naruto smirking dangerously. They used to have another teacher, Mizuki, shame that he had an unfortunate accident. Said accident being Naruto impaling him on a truth-seeking bull when he caught the team staring at Satsuki. Luckily, Naruto didn't have to worry about disposing of the body, as anything hit by the truth-seeking balls is reduced to ash. "Alright, everyone settle down," said Iruka, gaining a tick mark when no one listened. "I said shut up, you little brats," Iruka shouted using his big head no jutsu. Instantly everyone quieted down, making Iruka nod. "Alright, as you all know, the graduation exam is today. First is the written test, then the practical test where you'll show your mastery of the substitution, transformation, and clone jutsu. We will begin the written test now," said Iruka before passing out the tests. The test lasted an hour, with Naruto and Satsuki finishing at the same time, followed shortly by Sakura. Once the test was finished, Iruka collected the papers and started the practical test. When I call your name, come into the back room and demonstrate the 3 jutsu and receive your forehead protector if you pass. Shino Abiram. Called Iruka, said boy going into the room, coming out shortly with a headband around his forehead. On it went Iruka, called students, some coming out with headbands, some not looking down sadly at failing, a few even running out crying. Satsuki Uchiha. Iruka called. Good luck, said Naruto smiling at her, which Satsuki returned. You too, Satsuki said, walking down the steps. Hope we're on the same team, Satsuki-chan, said Menme, as he and Arashi leered at her figure, both sporting forehead protectors tied around their heads, sending shivers up her spine, and not the pleasurable ones Naruto gives her, the kind where she needs a shower. Naruto glared at his brothers, mentally counting to 1,000 to resist ripping their throat out, while Kasumi nuzzled his cheek to calm him down, Naruto nodding in thanks. Satsuki entered the room, seeing Iruka behind a table with multiple headbands and a clipboard in hand. Alright, Satsuki performs the substitution, transformation, and finally creates 3 clones, Iruka said. Crossing her arms, Satsuki wordlessly switched places with a chair and switched back. Next she transformed into her mother, Mikoto Uchiha, in her Kunoichi gear. Finally, she made a half-ram seal, creating 3 shadow clones. Iruka stared in shock. Not only had she performed the substitution and transformation without hand seals, something not even Menma Arashi could do, even trained by some of the strongest ninja in Konoha, but then demonstrated B-rank forbidden jutsu with ease. So, do I pass? Satsuki said rhetorically. Oh, why yes of course Satsuki, here's your headband, said Iruka, handing Satsuki a headband missing the sneer she gave it before tying it loosely round her neck. Naruto Uzumaki, Iruka called once Satsuki exited the room. Naruto walked past Satsuki to the room, hearing Arashi say something. That look. Sneered Arashi. Naruto ignored the comment, angering his brothers, hoping to get a rise from him, knowing neither could touch him. Entering the room, Iruka told Naruto the same thing as the others. Once again, Iruka was shocked when Naruto performed the substitution and transformation without seals before making 3 shadow clones. Could Naruto and Satsuki have trained together? Iruka wondered about, handing Naruto a headband that he tied around his left arm. Later, Naruto and Satsuki walked out of the academy after all the students had been tested. Moving there through the crowd of parents, either congratulating the children who passed or comforting the ones who failed. Though Naruto stopped short of the gate when he saw his parents congratulating Menma and Arashi for graduating. While Naruto no longer cares for earning the Namikaze family or the rest of their ilk's affection, he supposed now he just found them pathetic. Pathetic in that they're so focused on fulfilling some half-baked prophecy spoken by a senile toad about some miracle child that'd bring peace to the world. Hey, are you alright? Asked Satsuki, shaking him a little. Yeah, just contemplating how delusional they all are, Naruto replied. Suddenly Naruto was tackled by a red blur, nearly knocking him down. Nai-san. You passed, I knew you would, I just knew it, cheered Narumi, as Naruto smiled, patting his sister's back. Of course, I passed, did you expect anything less? Naruto said. What about the Narumi-chan I passed to? Said Satsuki, as Narumi let go of Naruto and hugged Satsuki. I knew you passed the Satsuki-ni, Narumi said, looking up, grinning widely, which Satsuki returned. When Satsuki had first met the little girl, she already knew she was hooked. Narumi was a breath of fresh air in a rather grim life. It helped that she now knew Naruto was good with children. After their first meeting, Narumi had taken to calling her Satsuki-ni, which warmed the Uchiha's heart. Nai-san, now that you and Satsuki-ni are ninja, does that mean you're going to be going on missions now? Asked Narumi, as the 10-year-old jumped on Naruto's back, arms wrapped around his neck, Kasumi jumping on Naruto's head. Yep, but only after we're assigned a team, then we'll be going on missions, answered Naruto. That means I won't get to see you as much anymore, Narumi muttered sadly. You know Narumi, me, and Naruto were going to go out and celebrate graduating. Would you like to come? Satsuki offered, making Narumi's face light up and nod rapidly. With that, the 4, including Kasumi still in disguise, left the academy. Next day. Then back here again. Naruto thought, tapping on the desk, his eyes closed, while Satsuki leaned back bored. While they've both graduated, they now had to be put on a team with a 3rd member under a jonin instructor, which sadly meant they had to endure the academy for one last day. Kasumi had chosen to stay home rather than join them. Iruka had already shown up and begun listing off the different teams. Now both were just waiting to see what team they were on. Team 7, Menma Namikaze, Arashi Namikaze, and Sakura Haruno under Kakashi Haddock, said Iruka. Yet true love conquers all. And you face no pig, shrieked Sakura, much to Naruto and Satsuki annoyance. Don't. Naruto whispered to Satsuki without opening his eyes. One word, that's all it'd take, and I'd have ended that howler monkey. Hissed Satsuki, her Manjikyu Sharingan already activated, ready to unleash black flames on the fangirl. As much as I'd love to see that, you do realize we'd be forced to make a quick escape from murder. So, just hold yourself back, and when the chance presents itself you can incinerate as many fangirls as you want," said Naruto, Satsuki smiling sadistically at the thought. Team 13 Naruto Uzumaki and Satsuki Uchiha under Kushina Uzumaki, said Iruka. Naruto's eyes snap open. "What?" growled Naruto, not expecting this. While he likes being on a team with Satsuki, his mother being his instructor though wasn't something he could tolerate. "Now your senseis will be here soon, so for now relax and wait. And once again congratulations on becoming a ninja of Konoha," said Iruka, leaving the classroom. It didn't take long before Kushina walked in with 2 other Jonin instructors. "Team 8 with me," said the red-eyed woman. "Team 10 with me," the man said. "Team 13 met me at training ground 13. Kushina said before sunshining away. Naruto and Satsuki followed in a shunpo and a lightning shunshin respectively, surprising Kushina that they knew how to teleport. "Naruto, I didn't know you could use shunshin," said Kushina looking at her son. "Yeah, there's a lot about me you don't know," Naruto said with more bite than intended, making Kushina flinch a little. "Anyway, let's start off by introducing each, your likes, dislikes, and hobbies." "My hobbies include ramen, pranking, training, and my family," Naruto scoffed at that. "My dislikes are traitors, a certain masked team, and boring people. My hobbies include training, pranking, and spending time with my family." "Alright Naruto, you go next," said Kushina. "My likes are training, Satsuki-chan, Narumi-chan, and Kasumi-chan. My dislikes are masked team, weaklings, and 2 annoying pests. My hobbies include training, and spending time with Satsuki-chan, Kasumi-chan, and Narumi-chan," said Naruto, Kushina nodding. "Okay Satsuki, you next," Kushina said. "My likes are the same as Naruto-kun. My dislikes are a certain man, loudmouth losers, the color orange, and weaklings. My hobbies are training," said Satsuki. "Alright, now then usually this is the part where I'd say you aren't really genin, and you'd have to pass a secret test, and blah blah blah. That all sounds rather boring, so instead, congratulations, we're officially Team 13, said Kushina, Satsuki sweat dripping while Naruto's eye twitched. This is the woman Ka-san told me was one of the deadliest kunoichi alive, Satsuki thought. I see where Menma and Arashi get their childish personality. Does that mean they got their overinflated egos from Namikaze? Naruto wondered mentally. Alright Team 13, let's go get our first mission, said Kushina, snapping them from their thoughts, as all three walked to the Hokage's office. Time skip 3 weeks. 3 weeks have passed since Naruto and Satsuki were put on Team 13 under Kushina. Since then they have done several missions. One thing both could be thankful of with Kushina, as their sensei, is that she absolutely refused to do D-rank missions, or, as they call them, chores people are too lazy to do themselves. Seriously, they're ninjas, trained to kill, not babysit children or walk dogs. So, they mostly did C-rank missions, usually escorting or eliminating bandits, and when they weren't doing missions they had to train or spar with Kushina. Neither Naruto nor Satsuki enjoyed training with Kushina, as it meant they had to hold back from their full power, as to not reveal what they could really do. Currently they're heading to the Hokage's office to get another mission. After knocking, they entered, seeing Minato with piles of paperwork on his desk. Ready for another mission, Minato-kun, said Kushina. Ah, Team 13, I was just about to call you anyway. Recently Team 7 has taken their first C-rank mission to the Land of Waves. Unfortunately the client lied about the mission's rank, though they chose to continue the mission. During the journey they ran into Zabuza Mumachi. Kakashi was able to defeat him before Hunter Nin showed up and took the body, but Kakashi believed it was Zabuza's accomplice, and so requested another team be sent as backup. So, Team 13 is your mission to travel to the Land of Waves and assist Team 7 in protecting the bridge builder Tazuna, ordered Minato. Hi, we'll head out immediately, Kushina said before turning to her students. The alright team meets at the gates in an hour after packing all the supplies you'll need for this mission, said Kushina, Naruto, and Satsuki nodding before teleporting away to pack. However, Naruto made a quick stop at Anbu headquarters, sneaking into where they keep records of all the Anbu members and their completed missions. Let's see Anbu Weasel, where are you? Thought Naruto was grabbing the file. Opening, Naruto flipped through the different reports before stopping on the last one, the last mission Anbu Weasel aka Itachi Uchiha took before going rogue. The elimination of the Uchiha clan. With each word Naruto's eyes widened further. The Uchiha clan were planning coup to take over the village, with Itachi acting as the Hokage's spy, and eventually agreeing to be the one to eliminate the Uchiha clan, on the condition that Satsuki wasn't to be harmed. Itachi sacrificed everything to prevent Konoha from being plunged into a civil war, one that would very likely lead to the Fourth Shinobi War, and to protect his little sister. Naruto sealed the file away, knowing he'd have to show Satsuki she deserved to know the real reason why her family was taken from her. Later gates. Naruto and Satsuki arrive at the gate, seeing Kushina already waiting for them. Alright team, let's move out, said Kushina. Instantly all three took off running towards Wave Country, Naruto and Satsuki sharing a look nodding, knowing now was the perfect chance to enact their plan. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.